Right now in North Wingfield, it's 19 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds, with a high of 22 degrees and a low of 12 degrees.
Guys, it's me. I'm talking to you with my sunglasses on because Stuart was teasing me the other day in the comments, asking whether I actually ever put sunglasses on my eyes or whether they always live on top of my cap like this. And it's a fair point. If you only ever see me on the videos, I do tend to take them off when I'm talking to camera, and indeed if I meet anyone in the street I'll pop them up so we can make eye contact. Just feels a bit better communicating that way with my eyes revealed. So here I am on the last but one run of this base building phase. It's Thursday now, rush hour, so I've headed out onto the trails just to get away from the traffic. I've got one more run to do on Saturday morning, rest day on Sunday before the Sub-20 5k training begins. So as we reach the end of this base building phase, I'll have a quick chat about how that actually went and how well prepared it's left me to start my 5k training. And generally the base building has gone really well. I was doing 30 something, low 30s of kilometers for the last couple of weeks. Should be mid 30s by the time this week's done, and that's prepared me hopefully to do 50k or thereabouts for the first week of my training plan. I had to build up gradually because I was coming back from the knee injury, so I made sure to focus on strength and rehab work as well, doing 2 different workouts, 3 if you include glute exercises, 4 if you include upper body work, just to try and make sure my knees were strengthened and well aligned. So as I may have mentioned before, I'm cutting down to 1 each of the strength sessions from now on, making them nice and short so it's easy to motivate myself to do them and fit them in alongside all the extra running I'm going to be doing. I have been running 4 or 5 times a week typically over the last few weeks, so yeah, feeling good, used to running, and hopefully ready to get started with the plan. Right, so as this week's vlog is going to be a bit of a dry run and a practice for when the 5k sub-20 training block starts, with the first vlog beginning next week, one of the features I'm going to have within the vlog is to cover some aspects of what I do in the gym when I'm not running, things to keep my knees strong, and also to get my feet and knees in correct alignment. For as long as I can remember, I've always kind of walked and run with my feet kind of splayed outwards in a kind of duck foot manner, and that's just been my natural way of running and walking for maybe 30-40 years. So if you look at any kind of park run or race, you'll see that it's quite prevalent. A lot of people run and walk that way, and what I'm doing to address this is I've got a series of exercises that I have been doing twice a week, and I'm going to be doing them once a week while I'm doing the 5k training. And rather than run you through every single thing on the list, which could take us a while, I'm going to feature one of these activities, shall we call them, they're not all exercises, each week, just to give you a breakdown of what it is I'm doing and why and how that's going to help with what I'm trying to achieve. Might be from this list, which is what I do for the duck foot, or knee alignment as I prefer to call it, because duck foot sounds a bit wacky. Or this is the one I do for the knee strength, the Knee Ability Zero program. So I'll also cover some of the exercises off of that one when we get to them. So today, since I'm due to do the knee alignment training and sort the duck feet out, I'll cover a bit about that. Bit of an introduction to what I mean by the duck foot thing. Obviously the ideal for running and walking is to have everything pointing forwards, feet parallel, and what you'll find if your feet turn outwards, you know, your leg swing is more akin to swinging a golf club or a hockey stick rather than that nice neat forward facing movement. So in order to address that and the kind of causes of it, there's a few things that we need to focus on. And the first one, your thigh is capable of internal rotation, so turning so your toes move inwards towards your center, and external rotation, which is the opposite. And obviously with your feet turned outwards, you've got too much external rotation going on and not enough inward. So to address that, the first thing we look at is the muscles that are used to externally rotate the thigh are your glute muscles here. And if they are tight, you can see that's going to be pulling your toes outwards, turning your thigh in that direction, and we want to loosen them off to get things back to normal, more neutral, get rid of this tightness here. So all we do in the first exercise of the knee alignment program is use some kind of massage ball. I've been using a lacrosse ball. This is kind of the I don't know, hardcore version of it. You can use a foam roller if you like. It's a bit of a broader attack. It's a bit less pinpointed and not as painful. You can use a tennis ball there, pretty soft, but they do tend to split after a while. They're not very durable. I have got a spiky massage ball somewhere that's kind of a nice middle ground, a little bit squishy, and it's got some kind of rubber spikes going around it. The lacrosse balls are pretty hard, like I say. I think some people use golf balls as well, various other things. So this is what I've been using, and all you need to do is on the floor, roll around on the ball, find any tight spots and just try and get them to ease off a bit. I'll give you a quick demo. Okay, so there's no one definite way that you need to do this. You can just roll on it with your legs straight. That's one method of getting to your glute muscles. But a lot of the time you'll see people suggesting that you cross one leg over the other. It kind of just opens up a different angle of attack and just lets you get to the muscles in a different way. That's the one I tend to do most often. But I think mixing it up and just trying to find any spots you can in whichever way you find best is a good way to approach it. So just pop the ball under your bum muscles, one leg over the other. Just kind of lets you get into the glutes from this angle. Usually the first thing I do is just have a general roll up and down the entire area, just to get things kind of warmed up and loosened off a little bit. You may find one or two tighter spots that are a little bit more sore than others as you do this kind of exploratory first roll. You can do that a few times if you need to, just to see what's going off there. And you'll find that after a few rolls things do start to loosen up and you can start to get a little bit deeper into the tight spots. Just find any bits that might need a bit of extra attention. You can sit on them, move around in a small area just to ease them off a bit. And anyone who's looked into this will tell you that we're not actually making any difference to how the fascia is behaving. You're not going to make any difference to that just by rolling around on it, but we're having a similar kind of effect to what you would get with a sports massage, just easing off the muscles and some tight spots there, just helping them to behave in a bit more of a friendly manner, and hopefully in this case we'll stop the external rotation from happening by default quite so much, and help to get the feet lined up and a bit more parallel and internally rotated. So just do that for about 30 to 60 seconds on each side, and the main thing to remember is do both cheeks. I'll do the other side and get back to you. So that's it, job done. The glutes and piriformis should be hopefully a little bit more relaxed now, and I'll move on, work my way down the rest of the items on the list, and I'll cover those in due course as the training vlogs continue. One thing that almost caused me a problem recently, about a week ago, I was in the garage doing some gym work. I had bare feet because I've been doing some kind of foot doming exercises and toe exercises, which are all part of the plan. and I was walking back over to just check what the next exercise was on the list, looking at the shelf ahead and where my piece of paper was. Didn't realise my foot was about to make contact with the bench underneath, so I crunched my right foot into the leg of the bench, evidently smashed the middle toe against that metal and plastic leg, and yeah, that hurt quite a lot. Thankfully my foot wasn't moving as fast as it might have been, and though it was a kind of 6 out of 10 pain at the time, and I was worried that I may have broken something, it didn't feel like the worst stubbed toe I've ever had. So I was just hoping to goodness that I could actually run the next day, and you know, googling what to expect with a bashed toe, all this kind of stuff, seeing what the worst case scenarios were. And yeah, later on, and definitely the next day, it went all bruised and purple, kind of from part way down the nail to the first knuckle and just beyond. So definitely gave it a good bruising, but I was able to go for a run the next day. I think it was my Saturday long run day, 12 kilometers. I'd really been looking forward to doing one of my old favourite 12k routes around the local villages, and thankfully I was able to get round there without the toe grumbling at me, so that was a big relief. Yeah, it would have been real bad luck if just over a week before I'm due to start this plan I've been looking forward to for ages, I broke my toe and couldn't run on it. But pleased to say the bruising's disappeared now, and I have to press pretty hard on the toe to find any kind of pain, so I think we're all good, luckily. So in terms of how I'm feeling mentally and emotionally as the start of the training plan approaches, it's the usual mixture of nervousness and excitement, really. I can't wait to get started with it. I've been looking forward to it for so long, and I feel like I'm ready to go. So yeah, really excited in that sense. There's just that nervousness of how it's going to go, and having been injured so recently, will that play a factor in how things go after the start of the plan? So looking ahead at how things are going to be different next week, comparing how I've been building the base and how things are going to be during the execution of the training plan. I'm going to be running 6 times every week during the plan if things go smoothly. Over the 10 weeks, the race is on the Saturday of the final week, so I'm not quite going to be doing 60 runs as part of the plan, but it's very close. So almost 60 planned runs, which if you've ever tried to follow a training plan strictly, you'll know that I'm not going to be doing every single one of those exactly as planned. Something will always crop up, there'll always be a curveball, there'll always be adjustments that need to be made to make sure I get through it and hopefully hit the goal at the end. So what am I looking forward to about getting started next week? All of it, really. Can't wait. The structure of the plan really seems well thought out, and I think it's going to suit me. I've got the recovery with some strength beforehand, easy day, and then the session on the Wednesday, then a full rest day, which will be nice, and then it goes recovery, easy, long run with some efforts mixed in there. So just that kind of 2 little mini ramp ups over the course of the week. It's going to be nice. It'll allow me to get some miles in without working too hard in the early parts of the ramping up, and then really go for it on the days where the magic happens. There are 2 big questions on my mind as I approach the start of the plan. The first one is, will I be able to deal with the paces as set out in the plan, or be able to adjust them appropriately on the fly? Can't remember the last time I did any speed work. It will have been in last year, 2024, I imagine. So yeah, that's going to feel like a brand new thing, going faster than 5-minute kilometre pace. So we'll see how that goes. And the next big question is, will my body hold up? It's not particularly the right knee that I'm worried about. That's feeling really good at the moment, but that's not the only injury I've had in the past. I had the left ankle bursitis at the end of last year. I've had runner's knee in both knees now at various points, and yeah, what could go wrong next? Hopefully nothing, and I'm doing everything I can to mitigate against injury and working hard in the gym, and I've got a plan where there's plenty of time for recovery, easy running and rest, so hopefully it'll all come together this time. So I'll get on with this 10k easy run on my favourite local trail loop around a few roads and the 5 Pits trail, and I'll catch you in the next part of the video.
So the Sub-20 plan starts on Monday. 10 weeks, 1 goal, maximum effort. I'll see you there.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town.